Well, it's pretty much the middle of the day here. It's about 10 to 1. I'm going to pop in and grab some lunch, and then I got to get gas, drop off the car, do all of that stuff, and head to the airport. I had a quick look at my Tesla app. I had dropped off the car at the airport super early Monday morning. It was at 230 kilometers, and I just checked it now on my phone app, and it's down to 206. So that means all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and then half a day Wednesday so far, and I've lost 24 kilometers, or about 16 odd miles. So, and it's not even really winter. Like, it's not super cold back in Calgary, but what is that? That's about 12 kilometers a day. Well, no, 12, about 10, call it 10 kilometers a day. In the winter, I would probably budget 15 kilometers a day just in case. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I know, like I said before, Tesla's always changing the algorithms on estimated remaining, and I don't have any battery saving stuff. I leave it fully accessible so I can hit it with the app. The only thing I don't run is I don't have the preconditioning, so if it gets cold in the cabin, it won't heat up at any given time. So yeah, be interesting to see what it's at when I land back in Calgary. So I'll do a compare when I'm on the ground over there, and then you can see the numbers from Monday morning and the number from today when I got there. But for now, I'm gonna go grab a lunch, and then it's off to the airport. Just filled up the car with gas, and I'm heading over to the airport. You know what's really interesting is I'm here in Winnipeg, which is, as we've learned, I didn't even know, the center of Canada. So here in the center of Canada, where we don't have oil and gas reserves, the gas that I just put into this rental car is 5 cents a liter cheaper than back home in Alberta, where we actually pull oil out of the ground. Now, we don't refine it over there, but still, you would think, I could never figure that out, how our gas in Western Canada costs more where we get it than it does from places where they don't have it naturally occurring. It's the strangest thing. Yeah, I don't worry about it too much because I don't use it all that much, but still, it doesn't seem right. All right, flight's on time. It's crazy windy. I'm out of here. Best part of any business trip, heading home. Back in Calgary, back to the Light Runner. Let's see what the range is at now, and then we'll compare it with what it was Monday morning when I left, which was almost 3 full days ago. Back in the Light Runner, back in town. So there's the comparison. When I left Monday morning, I had 230 kilometers of rated range left on the car, and when I came back, I had 204 kilometers, and then I just drove out of the parkade, ate up a kilometer. Now, you can see that those dashed lines on the bottom, that's for regen. That's saying that the battery is cold, and so I'm not going to get full regen until the battery gets warmed up a bit. And you know what? I forgot to tell the car to warm up when I landed. Oh well, no big deal. It's not that cold, but cold enough to impact the battery and to eat 26 kilometers over a period of almost 3 full days. So there you go. if you take your Tesla to the airport, leave it with at least 50% if you're going for a week. I only went for 3 days, and you don't want to get you don't want to arrive at the airport with really next to nothing as far as energy in the car, unless you can plug it in somewhere. And there is a place to plug in here at Park and Jet. I just haven't used it yet. My buddy Clint, he uses it all the time with his truck. He does plug in the winter, so I'm going to try it one of these days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to the supercharger here at Cross Iron Mills. The car still has the dashed bars on the battery, meaning that it's still a cold pack. So I'm going to go see how fast it charges when I first connect. Now it's warm in the cabin. It's already room temperature and a bit warmer, but the battery's not quite warm yet. So I normally, when I connect up, I will get 113 kilowatts, 115 kilowatts, and then it ramps down as the charge comes in. So let's try this. All right, so there it goes. So definitely a cold pack. Now on the dash screen, you can't really tell now what the temperature of the battery is because it's not in drive, so it doesn't show me that I've got a cold pack, but I know that I do because of how low the juice was going in. Now we had one of our other Tesla owners in Calgary. He was here and his was incredibly slow, and I think he had shown up with a really cold battery, and it took a while to ramp up because it's got to heat up the battery before it can, you know, ram the high amps and high volts into it. So there you go. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on. So when I got here, remember, it was I was charging at 33 kilowatts. Now I'm at 44. So as the battery warms up, it increases the power level to the car. When the battery's at nominal, then it can usually I'd be right now pulling in about 75, 76 kilowatts, but I'm only pulling in 44. So cold battery pack does it to you every time. That's probably one thing I think I'd like to send in to Tesla is a request to actually get the battery pack temperature displayed, because then you can start learning about what your range is based on given battery pack temperature. As it is right now, we don't get to see that in a Tesla. I do get to see it in a Leaf. They're represented as temperature bars, so at least you kind of have an idea. Am I dealing with a really cold battery? Am I dealing with an okay, you know, temperature battery or a hot battery? In the Tesla, all I have is an indicator when I'm driving that regen is not allowed or that power output is not allowed, and that could be because of low battery or because of temperature. But it'd be nice to know. We get a lot of analytics out of the car. Those two data points would be really nice. Battery pack temperature. Well, anything to do with temperature. Yeah. Well, that's... All right, so here's the deal. If you're driving an EV in the winter, what you want to do to make sure that you maximize your range, this really is if you're going on a long road trip, is make sure that the car is charging up to the time that you leave. So time it that way. What I used to do with the Leaf is I would tell it to charge up to 80%, and then before I went anywhere with it, or before we go anywhere with it, especially in the winter, I would use the app to get it to heat itself up and to charge to 100%. That process of having it charged to 100%, that heats the battery a little bit. It helps. With the Tesla, we leave it plugged in all night. We charge it up to about 90%. In the morning when I wake up before a long road trip, I would just tell it to charge up to 100, and I would turn on the heat. Those two things, the heat in a Tesla and the charging, heats up the battery. So that's a really good winter tip, is charge your battery up to the point just before you leave. Take it to 100%, just don't let it sit at 100% for a long time. That's not healthy for a battery. And by long time, what they usually mean is like 3 weeks. If you're letting it sit for an hour, don't worry about it. That's it. I'm out of here. Is eating my cake.
You have some too.
No, we shared.
Okay, save the bottom for me.
Why?
Because I'm the birthday kid.
Okay. It is missed Dad.
Missed you guys.
We missed you too.
Missed you too.
Crummy, crummy cake cake.
Well, I'm home. Life is good. That's my birthday game. It's for the Nintendo Switch. It's, what's it called? Rabbids?
Raving Rabbids.
Raving Rabbids with Mario. It's an awesome game. I think I'm going to call it a day there, guys. Our electrician came over today. Where's his car? Awesome. We have a new electrician. Tammy says he was awesome.
He was awesome.
Avalon Electric. There's his info. He put in a plug into our island, so now we can actually charge stuff while we're sitting here at the island.
You want to show them it?
We put a plug in for our fireplace, so now we don't have to run an extension cord on the floor. And he prepped our dishwasher power because the new Bosch, what they've done with this dishwasher is they've actually moved the box external, so you just plug into the dishwasher. It makes it so much easier to bring power to the dishwasher. So that's all ready to go. Thanks. All right, that's it for Wednesday. We're going into Thursday. I'm home where I belong. Life is good. Miker out.